We are moving to a country that we have never set foot in. Not once. Not for a vacation, not for a scouting trip, not even for a long weekend. We have never been there.
And we're going anyways.
And I know how that sounds. Who does that? Who sells their home, downsizes their entire life, says goodbye to the family, and moves to a country that they have never seen in person?
Two people from Texas who realized something that changed everything. We could retire in 2027 instead of 2030, 3 years earlier. But there is a catch.
The catch is the country. France is still the long term dream. We're still going in 2030. But if we wanted to start sooner, then we had to look at places that we had never considered.
And one of those places was Albania.
So, yeah, we chose a country we've never visited. Stick with us and we'll explain exactly why. The math, the research, the fears, and the conversation we had with ourselves before we could say yes.
Hey y'all, we're Matt and Diane. We're a U.S. couple planning to retire in France in 2030. But we found a way to start that journey 3 years earlier by starting in Albania. So we're taking our time, digging into each place, and learning what life there is really like. Come with us.
For the last year, we have been researching our move to France in 2030. We were looking at Jordan, Occitanie, Brittany, my very favorite, the visa process, the budgets, and we were at peace with the timeline. 5 more years of work and then Europe.
But then we started doing the math differently. Not when can we afford France, but when can we afford to leave? France is not the cheapest country in Europe to retire in. And we knew that. But if we set France as step two instead of step one and asked what's possible right now,
That's when Albania showed up over and over. In our research, in our comments, in conversations with other expats, and every time it came up, we dismissed it. I mean, what do we know about Albania?
we dogged on. I'll admit it, we dogged on Albania.
We did. And then we actually started researching. Yeah, I couldn't even find Albania on a map first time I looked.
It's above Greece.
Well, I know that now. Rude. And once we did start researching, once we actually sat down with the numbers, the visa rules, the expat experiences, the conversation completely shifted. This went from that's stupid, that's ridiculous to wait a minute, could we actually do this?
It started with a spreadsheet. Diane and I compared what we need for France versus what we need for Albania. The numbers were not even close.
In France, a comfortable retirement for a couple, depending on the region, is somewhere between 2,500 and 3,500 euros a month. We've broken that down before. It's doable, but it takes planning, savings, and roughly 5 more years of mat working.
Albania, based on our research, comes in closer to $1,300 to $1,800 a month for a couple with some breathing room. And before anyone says it, yes, we know what local wages are there. That number is for us with U.S. retirement income, and we try to be mindful about what that means for the communities that we're moving into.
But the math is the math. If we can live on significantly less for 3 years while our savings continues to grow and our French retirement timeline stays on track, the question changes. It's not, can we afford to retire early? It's, how soon can we get the heck out of here?
2027, 3 years earlier than the original plan. 3 years we weren't supposed to have. And once you see that on a spreadsheet, it really is hard to unsee it. Now, cost of living is one thing. You can find affordable places all over the world. but we had specific requirements that narrowed the list real fast.
First off, Americans can stay in Albania for up to a year without even applying for a visa ahead of time. That is almost unheard of in Europe. Everywhere else, France, Portugal, Italy, Spain, there's always a process, always paperwork, always a timeline you have to follow. Albania just lets you walk right on in and stay a year. That gives us time to figure things out without a visa clock ticking.
Second, climate. We're from Texas. We're done with the surface of the sun lifestyle. Alabama,
Albania, not Alabama.
I know where it is. I promise. Albania has seasons: hot summers, cool winters, shoulder seasons that actually sound pleasant, Mediterranean without the Mediterranean price tag.
Third, the expat community is already there. We are not pioneers. Americans, Brits, Europeans have already made the move and they're documenting it. We've been reading their experiences, watching their videos, asking them questions directly. We're not going in blind, even without having been there ourselves.
Fourth, the location. Albania sits right across from Italy, short ferry to Greece, connected to the rest of Europe. If we want to scout France while living in Albania, we can. It's a base, not a box.
Now, I want to be really honest. There are things about this that genuinely scare me. Not enough to stop me, but enough to keep me up some nights.
The language, for one. Albanian is not French. It is not Spanish. It's not even close to anything we've ever tried to learn. Yes, people say English is spoken in cities and tourist areas, but ordering coffee and navigating a doctor's appointment are two very different experiences. We're going to butcher this language.
I am probably going to offend so many people. And for that, I am sorry in advance.
She will. I've seen her try.
Rude.
I'm just being honest.
For me, the bigger fear is the unknown. We are researchers. We like to know what we're walking into. And not having physically been there, walked the streets, smelled the air, sat in a cafe, that is genuinely hard for me. I like to pick up every shirt before I buy it. You don't get to pick up a country.
And then there's the family piece: grandbabies, parents, kids. We're about to put a lot of distance between us and them. Video calls help, but missing ordinary moments like random Tuesday dinners, school events, just being there, that's the cost that doesn't show up in any budget spreadsheet.
So we had to have this conversation with our families. And if telling YouTube is scary, try telling your kids that you're moving to a country that you've never seen before.
They didn't all react the same way. Some got it immediately. They saw the math. They understood 3 years of freedom is not a small thing. Others had questions, a lot of them. The same ones you're probably asking watching this.
Have you at least watched videos? Yes, hundreds. Do you know anyone there? Well, we're building those relationships right now. What if you hate it? Then we'll adjust. We're not buying property, we're renting. We're staying flexible.
The backup plan is built in. If Albania doesn't feel right after we give it a real chance, slow travel is next. And if that doesn't work, coming back to the US is not the end of the world. We'd move to Tennessee, lower cost of living, and I'd stay retired.
And apparently, I'd go back to work.
She's got a great job waiting in Tennessee. My backup plan is great. Hers is less great.
You're so rude. You're so rude. He is getting worse the longer that we're married, y'all. If you're not going back to work, I'm not going back to work. Period. End of story. Period. End of story.
Okay.
Period. End of story.
I tried. It's still a good plan.
For you.
It's an awesome plan for me.
And what else matters?
Me?
Here it is. But here's the thing. There is a difference between being scared and being stopped. We are scared. We'd be stupid not to be, but we are not stopped.
Because the alternative is waking up in 2030 wondering what would have happened if we had just gone. I don't think either of us wants to live with that question.
The safe choice and the right choice aren't always the same thing. Staying in Texas is safe. It's familiar. We know who to call when something breaks. But it's also 5 more years of waiting for something that we could start right now.
We could wait until everything is perfect. Every city scouted, every word learned, every dollar saved, every unknown eliminated. But that version of the future doesn't exist.
So we're choosing the unknown that comes with the possibility over the known that comes with waiting. And honestly, that feels less like a risk and more like the first real decision that we have made for ourselves in a long time.
Now, we're not pretending that this is normal or that everyone should do it. Most people visit a place before they move there. We get it.
And if we had unlimited time and money, we would absolutely take a scouting trip first. Spend a month there, explore every region, make a careful decision. But we don't have unlimited time. Matt's retirement clock is ticking. Every year we wait is a year that we don't get back.
So, this is the best decision we can make within the information we have. Not the perfect decision, but the best one. And we are definitely at peace with it.
And 9 months from now, we'll be there, standing in a country we've only ever seen through screens. And you'll be right there with us, seeing it for the first time, too.
We may get there and love it immediately. We may struggle at first. We may be surprised in really good ways and really difficult ways. That's life. That's moving anywhere.
But we're going with our eyes wide open, not selling a dream, not pretending it's all sunshines and espresso. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard.
And we'll document all of it, the good, the bad, and what were we thinking moments. That's what our channel has always been about. Not just the pretty parts, the real parts.
Even when the real parts involve moving to a country that we've never even seen. So let us know in the comments. Would you ever move somewhere that you've never visited, or do you think that we are absolutely crazy? Probably a little bit.
I was just about to say that.
Either answer is fine. We read all of them.
And if you've enjoyed this, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And to follow this entire journey from Texas to Albania to France, subscribe and hit that notification bell.
We post new videos every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central, and we go live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central for our Sunday coffee snack and chat, and that is our favorite part of the week.
Yes, you must definitely join us for that. You can also support the channel through Patreon, which is free. Buy me a coffee, channel membership, or our merch store. All links are below. No pressure. Every bit helps us keep doing this.
You guys have a great week, and we will see y'all in the next one. Bye,
Bye-bye.
y'all.